Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings, to yet another episode where we point out the hypocrisies and lies of our society that are pretty much run by insane people who are given ultimate power by other insane people only because of the lazy incompetence of others who willfully allow it. And this is what we fight here on an independent media organization that just, goes over some news articles and gives you a point of view that, is not from the really bad people. This is why we're independent media. This is why we're also demonetized. Now, before we get into a lot of important news updates, especially the news coming out of China, and of course, the story of the decade that mainly is being censored and ignored, I wanted to remind everyone that Anarchapulco, an incredible event, is coming up, and that we have an unprecedented 40% off tickets if you use the promo code WRC. No one else has a better promo code than us to this incredible event, with speakers like Ron Paul, Freeway Ricky Ross, James Corbett, myself, many other incredible individuals. I'm also doing a travel hacking workshop. All that information will be down below, and no one has a better deal, a better promo code than We Are Change for this event with the promo code WRC. Hope to see you there. It's an incredible event, and if you want to support us, check out our travel hacking workshop. Again, everything will be in the description below, which you can get with one simple click. Now today, January 25th, 2020, is actually the Chinese Lunar New Year, and to celebrate that, the Houston Rockets have officially decided to release this incredibly cringe video of their players in the most unenthusiastic way, as if literally they were held hostage, standing there, reading a script, saying,
Chinese fans, we appreciate your love and support.
To all the Chinese fans, we appreciate your love and support. Xin xin kuai le.
Xin xin kuai le.
China good, Chinese people good, yes. Now, serious question: Are these are all NBA players mentally retarded and have their skulls deformed in some kind of way? I mean, I can't. Oh, the reactions from these are absolutely priceless. All, of course, going to the major controversy and the bowing down to China that happened after a Houston Rockets official tweeted free Hong Kong, and again we see corporate virtual signaling, globalist obedient bowing down to the slave labor capital of the world, China, and its many multinational interests that finance it, which is it all deserves to be called out. As this user says, what the NBA players were saying to translate to, watch out for tanks. Now, today, Chinese New Year is definitely a little bit different, especially in China, where official celebrations have been canceled, and many of the streets that are usually packed with people, packed with celebrations, are just desolate. As, of course, there is a major panic settling in surrounding the coronavirus, which, according to many, Chinese officials have been gravely underplaying and covering up the significance of. Since, again, as we've documented previously before, people who actually report on government incompetency in China, they automatically get banned from not only social media in China, but also just the mainline society in China with their social credit score. And a lot of photos, a lot of videos, a lot of people's criticism of the government mishandling the coronavirus is essentially being wiped out from the internet over there, which is worrying a lot of people. Even the Chinese president Xi Jinping is warning that this virus is actually accelerating, as now we also are getting information that a doctor died that was treating patients with this virus. Officially now, 56 million people are on lockdown. This is one of the biggest, I think the biggest quarantine in human history, as we're getting information that 1,280 people are infected. Again, those numbers are from the Chinese government, which really shouldn't be trusted. All scenarios are possible here. It's important to have an open mind to a lot of different possibilities since they're all on the table here. And as this is happening, it definitely looks like the situation is completely out of hand, especially in Wuhan, where the United States is ordering all 1,000 of its citizens and diplomats to evacuate that specific city, and will actually aid and assist them doing it, arranging charter flights. And of course, this move is being met with criticism, since of course it may also help spread the virus in the United States. And this virus is spreading, as a woman in Chicago was also infected with it. She, according to doctors, is doing well and doing better than before. But the spread of this disease is reason why a lot of people are worrying, as right now in the United Kingdom, there is a hunt for the 2,000 people that actually flew from the city of Wuhan to inspect them to make sure that they are not infected and contagious with this new disease. There's been 3 cases found in France, and patients being tested all throughout the United States and all throughout Europe. So the situation definitely isn't critical yet, especially in the United States. But again, all options are on the table and all options are possible here. In Hong Kong, they declared a state of emergency, stopping official travel to the mainland, halting celebrations. Schools are even shut down in Hong Kong. And while the world prepares for the worst, the debate starts online to where this virus actually originated from. Some scientists speculate and theorize that it came from bats, and the eating of bats and the selling of bats in this kind of unsanitary fish market in China, while others point to the fact that it could be a bioweapons linked strain that could have accidentally or purposefully been released in China, since the city of Wuhan also had 2 bio-warfare laboratories located inside of its city. And according to one Israeli biologist warfare expert, this is a possibility that a strain of a virus that they could have been working on or weaponizing could have been accidentally or, again, purposefully released. We still don't know for sure. There's a lot of speculation, but this is, of course, one possibility. And again, we have to understand, scientists are creating new incurable diseases in labs. And there usually is 2 reasons. One, to have a preventative curable antidote for this strain naturally occurring in nature, and 2, to weaponize strains to be used for military purposes, which governments have been doing for a long time. Now again, this is definitely something worth looking into, worth investigating, but there's still not a lot of conclusive evidence pointing in either direction. But again, just like we've stated here, there is a lot of panic, there is a lot of fear-mongering, there is a lot of stress, which actually causes health defects. There is a lot of just crazy information coming at us, and it's important to not lose control of our emotions, but at the same time be prepared for anything here. And taking simple steps like washing your hands and, not going into public places while you're sick is something that, of course, we should normalize here. So yeah, don't buy into a lot of the fear propaganda out there, but just be prepared for anything. I think that's the smart, pragmatic approach here. What do you think is the correct approach? Let me know in the comments down below, since, of course, a lot of people are either telling you that it's completely a false flag, other people are telling you it's completely real and that you should poop your pants. And again, I think the truth is always somewhere in the middle, and that we should always be skeptical and we should always be on the lookout for more information as it comes in, and not to definitively say something unless we have direct proof and evidence of. Do you agree with me? I would love to have that conversation down below, since, of course, I'm still learning and figuring out a lot of this stuff as it develops and as the news, of course, is coming in about this fairly serious situation. Now, in other news and serious situations that are not getting major media attention but should, we, of course, have the story of the decade, and that is the biggest child international trafficking ring run by the establishment that was being covered up and aided and abetted by law enforcement and politicians for decades. And that, of course, is the Jeffrey Epstein story, which we're finding out today. The criminal warden who was in charge of, one of the most important, if not the most important federal penitentiary correctional facility in the United States that facilitated and was in charge during the quote, suicide of Jeffrey Epstein, which, as we all know, the official story is an absolute joke and hoax. And now we're finding that the main criminal in charge of this cover-up of the decade, the warden, the chief guy of that jail who most likely has his hands in all of this, well, we are finding out that he was given a comfy, top-tier job at a club federal prison, essentially getting a promotion, even though the U.S. Attorney General specifically said that he should be working a low-level desk job. Now, I'm actually trying to find a photo of this warden, whose name is Lamine Ndiaye, who, again, was the main person in charge during this major cover-up operation. And for him to be promoted after failing epically on so many levels, with the surveillance cameras, with the standard protocol, with the reporting afterwards, with the lies, with the omission. And now this man is being essentially promoted for his role in the operation. Just shows you how inept, dirty, rotten, and corrupt law enforcement, the justice system, the correctional system is. And again, many people are saying this is his payoff for doing that operation. But again, it just shows you how unjust the government is. And this story really deserves more outcry, because there actually may be a chance to push this issue and get a response. But again, very interesting. I can't find any information about this man. And again, just as even Cindy McCain, John McCain's wife, came out and recently said that regarding Jeffrey Epstein, quote, "We all knew what he was doing. No one would go after him because they were afraid of him." Now, for John McCain's widow, to say this, that people were afraid of this international pedo child trafficker, everyone knew what was happening, shows you how, again, government can't ever, law enforcement can't ever be trusted in these situations, since, of course, they played a hand in this. This is an extremely uncomfortable truth, but your government, also other police officers, judges, courts, even doctors are implicated in this. Top lawyers are implicated in this, facilitated the abuse of little children. And many of those people are still free, running around without any consequences for their horrible, egregious, monstrous actions. Like Leslie Wexler, who again is just hiding information, even though Jeffrey Epstein was known as, quote, one of the men behind Victoria's Secret, which he owns. And he used that cover, and he used Victoria's Secret as a way to carry out his abusive actions against underage girls. Leslie Wexler deserves a lot of public scrutiny, not even just looking at just the fashion industry and how corrupt it is. There's other billionaires, hedge fund, hideous individuals like Glenn Dublin, a lot of technocrats, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and others that are associated with these individuals that, again, deserve to be called out. Even a former business tycoon and former owner of media organizations, Stephen Hoffenberg, came out recently and said that Jeffrey Epstein was boasting about selling Prince Andrew's secrets to Mossad, even referring to Prince Pinocchio Prince Andrew as his Super Bowl trophy. And again, this was an international blackmailing, child trafficking, abusing operation run by the highest elements of government. While, of course, the person that many of the abused say was in charge here, say that was even above Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, well, she is still free, roaming around without any consequences for her egregious actions. And even recently, through a court proceeding, we found out that according to her lawyers, that her emails were hacked, which could compromise many powerful individuals. But in my opinion, this could be also a dead man's switch, a safety switch that she has publicly put out there, warning people not to go after her, or she may release public information that will, of course, make politicians look really bad. That last part, again, is just my own personal belief. But again, this person is highly connected. Even her own sister is connected to the intelligence agency, Isabel Maxwell, who created the software that runs all of the FBI's, CIA's, and DEA's intelligence databases. That also helps them ID money laundering and trafficking. So the main person that many people are pointing to as the main pimp, the main person above Jeffrey Epstein, who was really in charge of this operation for intelligence agencies, her sister set up the databases for most of the intelligence agencies in the United States. How much more clearer, how much more obvious, how much do you have to be slapped in the face with this disgusting reality that, again, is being censored, is being downplayed, is being underreported, and only reported on independent media that you're lucky to get. I'm losing thousands of subscribers, by the way. Most of the people being unsubscribed say that they were never unsubscribed. Say that they never clicked that unsubscribe button. Say that they had no reason to unsubscribe. I'm busting my butt, going out there into the field, reporting, not only from Epstein's Island, on the ground during massive rallies. I'm working my butt off, a video almost every single day, and I'm losing subscribers. That absolutely makes no sense at all. So again, you are very lucky to see this video. If you share this video, this is one of the few ways that this video will only get out there, because again, sadly, YouTube doesn't like independent media that points out real important issues that actually matter. They love the corporate prostitute horse-stream media, which they see as authoritative sources that essentially work for the special interest, worked for Jeffrey Epstein, promoted Jeffrey Epstein, was talking about how great of a tech tycoon and how a great philanthropist he was, and ultimately propping him up and giving him cover for the abuse that he was continuing. Many news organizations that YouTube trusts, they did that. So this is why I see them directly implicated in all of this. That's my take on it. Share this video. Because you do, I'm still here. I love you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.